Holy moly, gang, we just had the Hasbro Pulse livestream thingamabob, and they revealed everything, and there was some amazing stuff in there. So before we start this video proper, I just want to make it very, very clear. I loved so much of what I saw, but a lot of that love, eventually, it's going to hinge on the prices. But what I'm not going to do is moan about them because we don't know what they are yet. So this next bunch of reveals I'm going to give you, I'm going to keep the mindset that we live in Shangri-La, and these are all going to be brilliantly priced at a competitive rate. I know that's not going to be the case, but let's just pretend it is, and then we can enjoy ourselves. Boom! Chill. Yeah. Hello there, gang, and welcome to another episode of Displaying-Model-Behaviour, the Earth's mightiest video podcast. So take off your pants, crack a beer, and let's talk about the insane amount of stuff that Hasbro Marvel Legends team have just revealed. Let's not stand on ceremony because they are going ham. Marvel Legends are back, baby. I was going to cover the recap. They recap the other stuff that's already been revealed. No time. So let me just look at my notes because I had to make a list of all the stuff they were showing. First of all, okay, let's just do this. Ben Reilly, my beloved Ben Reilly, the character who they massacre repeatedly in the comics just to hurt me, is finally getting another action figure. Not the Scarlet Spider that a lot of us were hoping for, but the Spider-Man Beyond. Hang on a second, I gotta slow down. If you're still watching, alright, look, I'm calm now. Spider-Man Beyond suit. It's a little underwhelming because that suit in itself is underwhelming. The Clone Saga Sensational Spider-Man suit is the zenith of Spider-Man suits. Honestly, I think so. The Beyond one is a disappointing story, disappointing suit to go with it. And also what's kind of unusual is that in the comics, I'm pretty sure it's red and blue. But, you can always argue, that's not blue, that's just highlighting on the black. Either way, this figure is red and black, and I just feel with the red and black and very, a lot of webs going on there, it looks a little messy to me. It don't sing to me. And I like things that sing to me. So it doesn't really do much for me. And also, I don't know. I couldn't tell. So I don't want to go bashing something that don't deserve bashing. But I don't know if the hand designs with the little web shooter bits, I don't know if that's right. It didn't look right to my eye. But, maybe I'm a doofus. Who knows? But it didn't sing to me. Also, I hated that design so much because the spider logo was off-center. You know why? Just for the sake of it. Problem was, though, not every artist got the memo. So sometimes it was in the middle, sometimes it was by the side. The story was a mess, so was the costume. But hey, we're getting the Marvel Legend. The one thing I do like about it, though, and don't worry, there's going to be a lot of positivity in this. The one thing I do really like is the mask with the huge eyes. Finally, the bigger the better. That looks great. Happy with that. If I did get him, I might just pop that head off if the colors match and put that on my regular Spider-Man because that would be the best. And also he is on the Renew Your Vows body, so all the articulation, that's very nice. And going on from that, more Ben Reilly. I never thought that I'd be in a world where we're getting multiple Ben Reilly figures and it makes me sad. But unfortunately, just what they're doing with that character is the worst. Terrible. Don't get into it, Dave. That's another video for another time. We're getting Chasm. Or Chasm. Dude, come on. Chasm? When I was 8 years old and I collected Warhammer figures, I thought they were called Chaos Warriors. Because I didn't know that CH was Chaos. But come on, dude. Chasm. Chasm isn't a word, man! But anyway, that's a little Easter egg for those who watch the live stream. What I will say about Chasm is that I like the design. But one thing we got to go with this reveal, with this live stream we had from Hasbro, is that they said very clearly, this is not the finished renders, the full package. So we don't know what the accessories are going to be. So with Spider-Man, we can't tell how many hands he's going to have, or web effects, or anything like that. Same with Chasm. Chasm, absolutely essential for that character, has got to have some swirly-whirly power effects. If he doesn't have swirly-whirly power effects, then you lost me. Okay, because that's a whole thing. He's radiating and whiffing and wafting with all this energy around him. If it's just like him in a normal suit, you whiffed it. But, surprise me. Impress me. You still can do. But the actual Chasm design, I like. I'll probably get it just because it's Ben Reilly, but it does make me sad. But then we're going to move on now, and we're going to move on to what's coming next. Miles. Miles Morales' new look, and people didn't like this redesign of Miles Morales. In fact, I think he's gone back to the old design in the comics now, because people were like, yeah, it was an experiment, it didn't work out. And I can see why. I mean, look, sometimes change for the sake of change, it ain't good. We ain't got no time for it. And I think a spider character in like a big puffy hoodie, that's coming from a Ben Reilly fan. But there's an acceptable hoodie, and there's the huge thing that Miles was wearing, looked like the Michelin Man. I'm thinking, nah, that don't work. But we're getting an action figure for it nonetheless. So it's up to you if you like it. One thing we don't know about this wave is a Build-A-Figure. Don't know, they didn't mention Build-A-Figure. I'm sure there is going to be one. I'm guessing it's not just a retro card back wave. I don't know, but that might determine how many you buy, or, you know, if you get all of them or not. Time will tell, but a little underwhelmed by that Miles, truth be told. He does have torso articulation apparently, but it's under the jacket, so, you know, it's limited at best. Then after Miles, we've got ourselves the Rose. Alright, this one is more classic Spidey villain. I got a lot more time for this guy. They teased it in the previous video with the Rose, well, with the Rose. I think he looks nice. The proportions look a little bit odd. He looks a little thick in the chest. The jacket looks like a very long jacket, but those are little quibbles. It actually is a nice Rose figure. The fact we're getting the Rose figure, I'm okay with that. That's good stuff. And it looks like with the accessory and all that kind of thing, it's nice. And they did point out, and I made a note, and then they said it, nice shoes. The shoes look good. I approve of that. Then after the Rose, we had... This is my reading pose. You can see when the right hand goes up, I'm reading. After the Rose, we got... New look Jessica Jones. Dave ain't got no time for that. I'm not feeling that. Especially with a later reveal. But look, it's a new design, a new costume, which is fine. But again, I think in the comics, she's already gone back to the old costume. But sometimes variety is the spice of life. You know, you gotta keep things interesting. You gotta mix it up. So we got this more modern costume she had like last year, a couple of years ago. It's not a bad design, but it's not like particularly breathtaking either. But you know, it's fine. It is what it is. I ain't gonna linger on that one for too long. And then after her, hand goes up, Dave's reading. Yes, here we go. This was a good one. This was possibly the highlight of the wave. Elektra Daredevil. This slaps, as the kids say. Did I use that right? I think I used it right. All new sculpt. Biggity bam. There you go. That got me excited to see it because I heard the rumors. I heard the rumblings and the scuttlebutt that this was what we were going to get. And I thought like, maybe, I don't know, it would take a lot of work. They did it. They put in the work, and there you go. So I thought this was beautiful. I love the ruffles, the way that the costume all comes together. The head sculpt looks great. She's going to have a removable scarf as well. Really, really dig that. I think that is going to be a solid figure. Very, very cool. And then one that made me super happy, rounding out this wave, minus a Build-A-Figure, don't know if that's going to be there or not, we get Tarantula, the Tarantula, and yeah, I'm very happy with this. The figure itself, it's got pins, just meh. But the face is decent. He's got a blue bandana. Always thought it was black, but again, that's like the Ben Reilly argument. Is it black? Does it have blue highlights? It's up to you. So that's the route that Hasbro chose to go. It's fair enough. It's an artistic choice. Unless like blue paint is cheaper than black and they were like, make it blue, save some cashola, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that's the case. I like his pointy boots. I like his mustache. Don't know why I pronounced it mustache, but there you go. He's a decent looking character. Hopefully, if there is a bath, it's going to be a good bath. Maybe a retro Spider Slayer. That would make it worthwhile. I'd buy all of them if that's the case. So moving on from there, let me take a little look at what we got. Oh yeah, they weren't playing. They brought the fire. So now we go to the animated side of things, all right? And first of all, they just recapped the Carnage Spider-Man 2 pack. That was a bit lame. But then they showed us Aunt May. We are actually finally getting an Aunt May figure. Bonkers, but we're doing it. This is great. This is good. And what's interesting, when I first saw it, I was like, that looks nothing like animated Aunt May. Like the face looks nothing like animated Aunt May. But actually, that's fine. You can put her in with your comics. Like the comic characters, that works because they're using the real scan face technique type stuff. Got a kind of a Hillary Clinton vibe going on here. Or even worse. Oh no, that's not worse. I didn't mean to be mean. But a bit of a Linda McMahon thing going on there. Still, a perfectly acceptable Aunt May to pop pop into your comic book collection. And if you want to pick her up, don't worry. She's going to be super cheap secondhand. Do you know why? Because they're packing her with animated Dr. Octopus. Not only that, but he's got freaking bendy wire tentacles. Literally everything people were asking for. Boom! There you go. So it is kind of irritating that probably only 1 in 10 people will really want Aunt May, which is why I'm saying that you're going to be able to buy her secondhand pretty freaking easily. Alright, you're not going to have to pay too much for her because everyone's going to want to get Doc Ock. I know I would. But then they're going to sell on their Aunt May. But the animated Doc Ock, I really do like what they've done. The tentacles are interchangeable with the existing Doc Ock. Another good move, Hasbro. I'm digging it. I'm digging it the most. Now, the only little caveat I saw, couldn't see any kind of torso articulation in Doc Ock at all. Stop me if I'm wrong. Could you see it? Was there an obvious sign? It looks solid from the waist up, you know? Sometimes you need a checkup from the neck up, but Doc Ock needs a haste up from the waist up. That doesn't make any sense. I'm not editing this. So yeah, there doesn't seem to be a torso swivel or anything. That's a little bit... not sure about that. But that notwithstanding, the actual sculpting and the look, he looks really good. So I was very impressed with that. That's going to be an interesting 2-pack. Kind of got the juices flowing, you know. But pre-order is tomorrow. So we'll see what they're charging for it. That's like I said at the little preamble at the start. I ain't touching on prices. I just want to enjoy being happy. Just for a moment. I just want to enjoy being happy and not think about prices. Now we go on to the Avengers. It's the Avengers Beyond Earth's Mightiest Heroes 60th anniversary wave. And the figures keep coming and they don't stop coming. Bend to the groove and they hit the ground running. Didn't make sense not to don't get distracted. Okay, so first of all, bam! Iron Man Mark 1. Hoo-ha! Oh, I went full Pacino there. This figure looks beautiful. Oh, so good. I saw Jay Hernandez marking out for it in the chat. Good on you, brother. I can see why. This looks terrific. And again, we don't see any of the extras. So we don't see the any accessories it might come with. I'm sure he's going to come with some blast effects, different hands, that kind of thing. But just the basic package looks awesome. The chrome, the metal, it's all scuffed up. This is Mark 1, baby. This is the first Iron Man armor he ever made. And the joints, the articulation, it's all like seamless and hidden. No big pins or nothing. It looks real good, man. Looks real freaking, it looks saucy. I saw that, I was like, ooh, yeah, don't mind if I do. So I got a lot of time for that as well. Looks really nice. Well done, gang. Again, people say that I'm always mean about Marvel Legends. I love saying good things because it makes me feel good. It makes me feel good to say good things. Speaking of saying good things, Bruce Banner. Ha! That is a figure that's going to get a lot of use in all sorts of different contexts because it's just a scientist body. Fantastic. But then the Bruce Banner head on top. It's fantastic Bruce Banner. It's fantastic all over. Just gotta love it. Now, this is the start of their 2-packs. Got a lot of 2-packs here, okay? We're going to get some California love in here because 2-packs are plenty. So, Grey Hulk, first appearance Hulk, and Bruce Banner. Now, at first I was like, this is a bit of a sneaky way to just re-release the same figure. It kind of is, but they have made some considerable changes. Different head, different torso. Apparently they said like the original Grey Hulk, I'm not an expert, I can't remember, but they said he's a little softer, not as jacked as a regular Hulk, so they've toned it down, so they've done some extra work to validate it. It's up to you if you think it's worth it, but again, I think a lot of people might be selling that Grey Hulk because they just want to keep the Bruce Banner, and I can't blame them. That could be a Kurt Connors, that could be whoever you want. Ran out of scientists there. Henry Pym! There you go! Where was Yellow Jacket? He might still be coming out later. Anyway, after that, hand goes up, Dave's reading. When this hand goes up, your mouth goes shut. That's what the teacher used to say. I'm not saying that to you. You can talk amongst yourselves. Hey, I was so excited when I was making that video that I forgot to actually mention one of the big reveals, which was the 2-pack of the Walt Simonson style Thor and the Destroyer as well. Both of these guys, they look really great. Thor, he's the big beardy Thor, looks very much like the 80th anniversary one. So big and imposing, but just with that classic Simonson style design. And then Destroyer, bam, straight out of the classic comic books. That's it. And you got the size, like the heft, the scale, it all works. These guys dwarf your regular Marvel Legends. And I gotta say, I don't need a Walt Simonson Thor. But that Destroyer, again, it's always the caveat with these 2-packs. You're always going to want one of the figures more than the other. And to say like, oh, well, you could just sell the other one. Well, that's not really the point, is it? You're still buying something that you don't want. But hey, that's the name of the game. It's the name of the beautiful game. That's why we play it, because we're addicted to it. Although, I'm trying hard not to be. But still, when they put 2-packs like this in front of me, it's difficult to say no. Because that Destroyer, he looks money, baby. And Thor looks very nice too. Are we going to get some nice accessories with it? Maybe the spinning Mjolnir and a few other good pieces as well? I don't know. There's a lot of mystery in these reveals. But from what I've seen of these, well, I like what I see. Hawkeye with the Sky Cycle. There were a couple of nice surprises with this. Because it's not just Clint, just in the bike. Little soft goods as well. His little skirt, that soft material so he can sit down properly. Boom. All right, that's great. They said themselves, we don't normally do soft goods unless there's a real reason to do it. That is a perfect reason to do it. I thought he would have been sitting so clumsily and awkwardly. Nah-uh-uh. Throw in the soft goods, that just works. Well done again. And the Sky Cycle itself looks decent. Looks really nice. I love the chrome, the clear Perspex bubble on the front. It's on the nice flight stand they use for Demo Goblin and Green Goblin. Like it all works. It fits together. It's a lovely package. That's what I'm telling you. That's what I tell people. You know what? Congratulations, sir. That's a lovely package you got there. I don't really have any context to say that. Now the next one I thought didn't look good, but the chat did. So there you go. Secret Wars, Doctor Doom, and Monica Rambeau. And I don't know, I think people were marking out over how much they like Doom. I thought it looked like super cheap and like kind of like 280s. A bit too retro, you know? I'm like, don't know about that. But that's just me. And that's how a player's got to be. However, a lot of people seem to like the look of it, so more power to you. I ain't going to knock it. It's a very stylized... I mean, that is Secret Wars Doom. Like, no question about that. There he is. So whether you like him or you don't like him, learn to love him, because it's the best thing going today. It's not the best thing going today. I just started that NWO quote and couldn't not finish it. And Monica Rambeau, she's fine. She ain't hurting nobody. You want a Monica Rambeau? You can get her. Now, after that, we have... Xerxes and the Black Knight. So full-on West Coast Avengers look very 90s. I dig the 90s. I'm not a West Coast Avengers fanboy. So when I first saw Xerxes, I thought, oh, it's 90s Scarlet Witch, but different character. I'm really not familiar with her, but she looks cool. I like the look of her. I think she looks decent. And of course, Black Knight with his Avengers jacket and his laser sword. It's fine. I mean, I'm not that didn't get me excited. All right. I mean, if you've got the original Black Knight, that's a really great figure. 3 heads for a random figure. Man, those were the glory days back then. But you can argue the glory days are coming back with some of these reveals because they're tasty. Tasty. Very, very tasty. Now then, we got oh yeah. Speaking of tasty, super articulated Black Widow with butterfly joints, ab crunch, and torso rocker, and a gorgeous face sculpt to boot. Oh, by heck, she's gorgeous. Yeah, I was really impressed with this figure. Just clear your mind and enter a good zone. Imagine if this was a standard priced figure, and this was like $24, which in itself is already expensive, but that's what it is now. Your female figures get torso swivel and an ab crunch and pinless and double jointed elbows, and oh, what a world we'll be living in. But I don't know what they're going to charge for her. If they charge a decent price, then I think they said it on the stream, this could be, boom, contender, one of the best Marvel Legends of the year, easily, and I can see it. Really great stuff. It all just comes down to price, It's like, this show model behavior is free. Therefore, it's great. If I was charging you $10 an episode, even I'd be like, oh, dude, I wouldn't pay that. You're having a laugh, mate. Then after that, we got, a really fun one. Bucky Cap. Yeah, so even they acknowledged, like, this is kind of a funny, like, it's Bucky Cap, but it's not Bucky Cap. It's the new Bucky Cap, which is not on the Bucky Cap. And looks nice on the Vulcan mold. Love the bright, shiny, shimmering blue. That's terrific. Decent looking, determined kind of face sculpt. Really, really like what they're doing there. I don't need a Bucky Cap. That's like too periphery to the Avengers, But a lot of people do. Popular character, popular design. Really, they nailed it. Because he looks chunky. That Vulcan buck is a chunky kind of buck. A buck for buck. And that's a very, very nice one. I dig that. Then after him, we had... not too sure about this one. A little bit to unpack here. We had the Skrull 2-pack. So first of all, we had the Super Skrull, and Super Skrull looks kind of fun. He's got a bit of Iron Man, bit of Doctor Strange. There's a bit of Thor. There's a bit of Mr. Fantastic with the stretching arms. It's fun. It's just fun. Sometimes it's just nice to have a bit of fun. But again, definitely surplus to requirements if you're just getting like the essentials, especially if you have the Super Skrull Build-A-Figure already. But like I said, that's the word, the F word. Fun. Then we got the Skrull Queen, and this, I don't know. I mean, it's good in that you're getting a new Spider-Woman body. We've wanted a new classic Spider-Woman body for a long time, and this is it. There we go. It's the red and yellow. This is a great upgrade to the old Spider-Woman, except it's not. It's the Skrull Queen. So you'd need to do a head swap if this 2-pack came with a Spider-Woman head swap that you could do. Excellent. Fantastic. And it might do, because we don't know what the accessories are going to be. I feel just having the plain Spider-Woman body with the Skrull Queen head, like, I don't know. Yes, that is how she reveals herself in the comic story, but like, that's it. There is an actual more Skrully Skrull Queen design. So it feels like it's this middle section which doesn't fully satisfy either thing. So if she comes with a Jessica Drew head, boom, well done. All right, I've lingered on that too long. Then finally, that's last one now. We rattled through that pretty quickly. And what a big one to finish on. Holy potatoes! 12-inch Super Adaptoid. Crazy cuckoo bananas. Don't know what this fella's going to cost, but let's just enjoy looking at it. I don't want him. I think he's a big, ugly green eyesore. But that's not because of the design. The Hasbro Marvel Legends team have done a fantastic job of recreating the design from the comics. So that's awesome. It's just me. I just don't want a big green blob on my shelf. But that notwithstanding, they seem to have done a fantastic job of making this figure. I think it looks terrific. The design looks terrific, incorporating all the different Avengers. Super cool. And just the fact that we're getting a 12-inch figure. Look, if this sells well, I'm sure we're going to get a Giant Man. Like, they must do. That would just make so much sense, because this thing towers over the regular 6-inch figures. Absolutely towers. It's almost like he's double the size. Math is easy now. So, I was thinking, what was the math problem I screwed up recently? I screwed up something embarrassingly simple. Regardless, this looks really impressive. I don't need him, but I think a lot of people, a lot of classic old school Avengers fans are going to be super, super happy with it. And guys, that does it for the Hasbro Pulse live stream thingamabob. And I was really, really impressed with what I've seen. Everything hinges on the prices. So, you know what? It's probably, this goodwill is going to be ruined when the prices come out and it's like, well, excuse me while I go take a mortgage on my house. Oh, no, wait, I can't afford a house because who can? So, let's just enjoy looking at cool figures while we can do. So this isn't me being like a Hasbro shield going like, oh, this is all amazing. As soon as the prices come out, I'm going to like lock and load and just take aim and fire the words of anger and disbelief when I'm like, how much? But in the meantime, I'm going to enjoy this little feeling because I'm feeling good. Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. Look at that, Ben Reilly. Actually, that doesn't make me feel good. That makes me feel sad for how they've massacred my boy. But yeah, guys, what do you think of these reveals? Comment below. Let me know. And if you like what you see here and you want to see more, then you know what you got to do. You got to join the 6-1 clicks by clicking the like, share, and subscribe buttons. Guys, I'm absolutely exhausted. I'm going to go have a Gatorade and some orange slices. So until next time, keep displaying model behavior.